Alright, Christopher in Feasterville, Trevose, Langhorne area. Scope of work is going to be a couple different line items, so just check to see what they accept the estimate on. I'll start up front, walk around back, walk around front, and then wrap around back up here. So starting over here, so light trimming, it's going to be bush trimming, so trimming and shaping of that, trimming and shaping of that. Bed cleanup, so pulling of all the weeds, yanking them out. They did get fresh mulch in the spring, so they're not really looking for new mulch essentially. But what I said we'll do is we'll bring out a little bit of mulch for the areas that we pull the weeds, so that we have a little bit just to kind of cover it up to make it look good. You can leave that alone from a trimming standpoint. I would leave that alone from a trimming standpoint. One thing you can do actually is cut out, maybe like hand snip out some of the dead stuff. And it looks like it might be struggling a little bit. So maybe hand snip out some of the dead stuff, and then all the weedy growth in here, pull out, yank out, clean up. Weedy here. They're kind of against spray, so I would not really use spray. Maybe a little bit of pre-immersion. The only spray we will use, and I did talk about this, is that all these light green grasses is nutsedge. So what I would say with the nutsedge is cut it down real low with a string trimmer or whatever, and then hammer it with the spray. So you might see even little stubbles when you're done, potentially, but then just hammer this area with nutsedge spray so that it really dies out, because nutsedge you can't pull. And you'll see the nutsedge kind of spreads. You got some here, you got some up there. Some of the other stuff is just your typical weeds that you can just yank out, but a lot of it is nutsedge. And then all this growth here, all this stuff she wants gone. All this area should be completely clear. I don't see a little bit of nutsedge in here, not a ton. This whole area gets weeded and cleaned up. Moving over to here, we didn't talk about it, but maybe if there's a couple weeds here in the playground mulch, yank them out. Crepe myrtles we're going to leave alone. I'm going to put on for trimming for basically just cutting out all of the branches and growth, like here down and here down. I told her I think the deer's eating this out, so if we want to just cut it out so it'll be more of a look of like a tree, and then you'll have growth, let's do that. I'll give them the option if they want that. So just cut all those branches out there. Alright, and then moving to the back, so the pool area, there's a price on mowing as well. So moving to the pool area. So right here, this is the other area I said we'll need to do spray. So coming here first, she just wants all the weedy growth that's growing through a crack, like all the way around. Just hit it with a string trimmer and then spray it really good on this area. Just remind them that it is sprayed in case their kids come out here. Give it like 48 hours or a good rain to soak in. All crack here, spray all there. Basically you'll see like just kind of weedy growth all there. So string trim it first. Try to avoid it hitting the pool if you can, and then spray it after. They talked briefly about this area, but I think we're just going to leave it alone completely for now. No real great solution for them at the time. And then these shrubs here. So looking to just kind of do like a light pruning and shaping, nothing super dramatic, but just trying to like square it all off here, and just prune it back just to keep it from growing into the pool too much more. I would say definitely the 12 foot, between the 12 foot and the little giant. I'll put a disclaimer on there that we'll get as high as we possibly can with it. So yeah, but definitely you're definitely going to want the 12 foot out here to trim this area up. And just use caution when you're using the 12 foot, if you need a spotter or whatever, you want to fall into the pool. Yeah, so then trimming all them back, clean it up. I would try, it's going to be kind of hard, but again, try to do your best to keep stuff out of the pool. I'll probably put a disclaimer that, we may get some stuff in the pool when we're trimming and cleaning up, and we'll just, maybe just skim it out for them when we're done. Try to leave it as we came, ideally. Alright, now this, talking about trimming all these, I said I would just let them be. They're not really meant to be trimmed. But the one thing is up there, you'll see it's kind of like blocking up the gutter. So using the 12-foot should be fine to do it. I don't think you'll need the extension. If you have the Little Giant, you can flip that to make it to be an extension, but I don't love the Little Giant leaning on that gutter because it's so heavy. Ideally, just take the 12-foot, lean it up against there, and get up there. And looking to just kind of trim that out. I told her it's not going to look great, but from a functionality standpoint, we'll clear out the blockage so that it doesn't block up her downspout at all. All right. Moving over to here. All right, so this area, they want to price two ways. One would be that we'll here over, just kind of dig it out and put mulch down. That's one option. And then the second option is that we will take all the stone out. He said level the area. I walk with the wife, but the husband wrote a note, but he said level the area. So it looks like up here is kind of higher, over here is kind of lower. So what I would say is take all the stone out, take everything out of here, and then bust up the soil, try to get it so that it's level, that the dirt's level, and then bring in mulch and just black mulch this whole area here. And then when you're done with the mulch, put these 6 little slate pavers, put them back for a spot for them to put the trash cans. But pretty much everything else would be out of here, unless they want some of these as well. If you can incorporate these round ones somehow, use your best judgment on what you think looks good. Maybe even do the square ones all the way across, and then the 3 round ones in front, or something that looks halfway decent. But I guess the net negative is they kind of want the stone out here hauled away. I told her I don't know if we're going to be able to haul the stone away. I'll think about it and let her know. We'll have to take it to that place to get rid of it, and it's a pretty big stone. It's kind of a lot. So, but essentially the main goal here, I think, is to level it out and make it mulch, because like you'll see, like I said, it kind of dips, it goes low, it goes high. They want it like nice and flat in this area. So there's one line item of work. The other thing, I'll probably just put this in with like bed cleanup weeding, but it'll be just weeding out the stone around these pillars here. So just kind of moving the stone away, yanking the weeds. Totally good to sprinkle some pre-emergent. I wouldn't do any sprays. I'd like to avoid spray if we can. That's that. And then wrapping up to the front. So I wouldn't trim this as well. Just leave that be, the crepe myrtle. And then weed this out. A little touch up of some fresh mulch. And then up here, weeding out of all the landscape stone, and then trimming and shaping these boxwoods. Probably could leave that guy alone. Trim and shape that guy, trim and shape that guy, and then trim and shape that guy. When you're trimming that, just the stuff high cut, and then like top it, kind of square it off. Maybe try to get it close to the same height as that one ideally, and then weed out all this stone here. And then that's it.